Hello traders, welcome to the news trading course and the first module, the economic calendar. In this lesson we're going to learn how to read the economic calendar, and what we're going to do is we're going to go through a few economic calendars that you can find out there, but we are going to end up with Investing.com's economic calendar. We are going to quickly review Forex Factory's economic calendar, but I prefer Investing.com's because it's easier on the eye, and well, the filters are or allow you to filter out the highest impact events and the actual economic events that we are waiting for. When it comes to how quick both calendars react to the news or how quick they deliver the actual numbers, it's basically the same, and it's basically automatic. And well, we're gonna jump right now to the actual calendars, and we're going to go through them. And I'm going to teach you how to read them, and of course, how to filter out the news that we want. All right, we're back, and this is Forex Factory's economic calendar. As you can see, we are at forexfactory.com, and what you have to do is just click on calendar, and it'll prompt you to the calendar page. Now, as you can see, we have selected the entire week from May 10th to Friday the 15th, okay? But of course, you can filter out, or you can just select today's news, tomorrow's news, and yesterday's news, okay, to review the data that has come um, on the wires. Now, we're going to select today's news, well, this week's news, and we're going to go through what every one of these numbers mean, okay? Now, let's focus on the Great Britain pound, okay? We have an official bank rate and asset purchase facility, okay? Now, if you don't know what these are, you can always click on open detail, okay? And it'll tell you all the specs that you need to know. For instance, the measures or what this number measures, which is the interest rate at which the Bank of England lends to financial institutions overnight, the frequency that is scheduled, notes on the actual numbers, why traders care, etc. Okay. Now, if you don't know what a release means, you have to click on this folder-like link, and it'll open up the specs, and of course, it'll open up the actual number, which is this one right here. The forecast, which was a no change in the rate, and the previous. Okay. Now, as you can see, we have the actual number after the release comes out. Okay. So before the release comes out, we only have the forecast and the previous number. And in this case, if you open up the folder like the link, you are going to get all the previous numbers, and you can get also the graph of the actual change from 2007 till 2015. Okay, and as you can see, this rate hasn't changed since 2009 in March 2009. Okay, now this is how you hover through the economic calendar on Forex Factory. And I gotta tell you something. I think that they have improved a lot when it comes to the economic calendar and how fast you get the news. For example, let's say that we are watching the Aussie right now because we have at 9:30 the home loans. Okay, now it's right now it's 8:55 my time, so we have around 35 minutes till this data comes out, which are the home loans month over month. And if you don't know, of course, what this data means, you have to go to the specs, and you can look. Well, if you are already used to looking at at the numbers right here. You don't have to open up the graph, but it's always good to get a visual representation of the past changes in this in this data. And you can just look at the forecast, and you can look at the actual number. For example, right here, the last month, the forecast was for about 2.8 or 2.9, and the actual number was 1.2. And we can see that the forecast was 3%, and the actual number was 1.2%, and the previous number was minus 1.7%. Okay, now this is how you hover through the economic calendar on Forex Factory. Let's go quickly to Investing.com, and let's go through its economic calendar. Okay, now let's continue to Investing.com and just go through the economic calendar. And on the homepage, you just have to hover down and go to economic calendar right here. You have the link, and it'll prompt you to the actual economic calendar page. Now, what we didn't go through on the Forex Factory calendar, and I have to go through, are the filters. You can filter out high impact event, medium impact event, low impact event, or non-impact at all on the markets. You can choose the currencies that you want to monitor, because if you don't trade, for instance, the Swiss franc, as I do, I don't trade the Swiss franc, or if you don't like to trade the Japanese yen, you can filter them out, so you won't get Japanese yen or Swiss franc news. And of course, you can filter out by growth, inflation, or by type of events on the Forex Factory calendar. Okay. Now, if we go back to the economic calendar on Investing.com, you have also a couple of filters. You can filter out by country, and by importance, and of course by category. Okay. Now, it is, and this the economic calendar is basically the same. It's it's a little bit easier to use, and more visual and appealing for me. But personally, but to be honest, both calendars work the same way, and they have the same applications. Now, let's say that right now we want to see tomorrow's events. We have Japanese yen events. We have manufacturing production month over month for March. And as you can see, we have the forecast of 0.3 and a previous number of 0.4%. Now, if you click on the actual event, you are going to get sent to the actual description of what this number means for the markets and for the economy. Then you're going to have, of course, the graph of the previous numbers, releases, and forecast. And if you hover, for example, on a one bar, you are going to get the date of the release, the actual number released, the forecast, and the revised number. And of course, you also get the previous releases. Okay. Now, you also going to what I like about Investing.com is that they also filter in the news or the news releases that they posted on their sites for the previous numbers. Okay, so if you want to get more in depth or to know more about the event that you are currently watching and what it means for the economy and what it does to actual price action, you can go to one of these news that were released by Investing.com. Now, and basically, this is how you are going to read the economic calendar, okay? These are the basics. And further on this course, we are going to teach you how to look for the actual news and how to use it to trade.